On the island of Sodor, storms have been going on. Trees have been blown onto the railway lines and buildings, destroying them. Roofs have been blown off sheds. And even huge rocks in the quarries have been blown onto the lines. All of the standard gauge engines were finding life difficult. But the narrow gauge engines were having an even more difficult time than the standard gauge engines were. On their railway, lots of trees had been blown onto the line. At the quarry, lots of huge rocks had fallen onto the line, and the workmen were finding it difficult to move them. And one of the bridges that ran across their line had collapsed, so they had to travel the long way round to get to their destinations. One day, Peter Sam was taking the workmen up to the quarry. I don't like this, driver. There was another storm last night. I hope that it doesn't cause even more confusion and delay. Don't worry, Peter Sam. Hopefully this one won't. But there was trouble ahead. Whoa, driver, look out! There's a huge tree on the line! Oh no! Ah! At the top station, Sir Handel was waiting for Peter Sam to pass so that he could start his journey back down the line. Where's Peter Sam? He should be passing by with the workmen any moment now. The station master came up with news for Sir Handel. Peter Sam is running late because a big tree has blocked the line. The workmen are using their tools to cut the tree and pull it out the way. Oh, okay. That's funny. What's funny, Sir Handel? When we went up the line with the passenger train, there wasn't a tree on the line. Must have happened after we passed. Oh, I see. Yes, it must have, Sir Handel. Luckily, Sir Handel didn't have to wait much longer. Peter Sam soon passed with his goods train, so Sir Handel could make his way back down the line. But Peter Sam's problems with the trees didn't stop there. In the days that followed, he had many more encounters with the trees. Whoa! I don't know, guys, but this whole tree business is really starting to become a joke. Tell me about it. I nearly crashed into a tree after I passed a viaduct. I nearly crashed into a rock slide at the quarry. I went through some twigs that were on the line and nearly derailed. Even I nearly went through a puddle that flooded the line. I think that we all agree that the storms are causing a lot of chaos, havoc, confusion, and frustration for all of us. But before we know it, it will all be over. Agreed, Scarlowy. Agreed. Aye. The next day, Peter Sam was heading up to the quarry to pick up some rocks to take to the transfer yards. Then... Oh, bother! There's another tree on the line. What are we going to do now? Don't worry, I'll telephone for Rusty and the workmen to come up here and move the tree. But not long after the fireman left, there was trouble. What's that sound? What's that? Huh? Oh my! Oh my goodness! Ah! Oh no! Oh no! Ah! Ow! Oh my goodness! I'm alright, fireman. Just a bit dented, that's all. Dented? Oh dear God, that's not good at all. Oh hello, Curly. Thank goodness that you're alright. Yeah, don't worry. I'm okay, Alf. Anyway, I found a telephone and telephoned the workman to come up with Rusty to move the tree, but they'll have to move 2 trees now and lift you back onto the rails, and you'll have to go to the works for repairs. Oh no. Oh no indeed. Anyway, I'll go back and telephone them again and tell them to bring the crane up and the flatbed. In a little while, Rusty arrived up with the workman, the crane, and the flatbed. Rusty pulled away Peter Sam's trucks, then came back. They soon lifted the tree that was on top of Peter Sam off, and the other tree that was on the line, and lifted Peter Sam onto the flatbed. Then Rusty pulled the works train, and Peter Sam back down the line. While Peter Sam was away being mended at the works, the thing controller spoke to Duncan and told him that he would have to do Peter Sam's work as well as his own, just until Peter Sam got back. Then he told him that there were still trucks waiting to be taken up to the quarry, and then taken to the transfer yards. Duncan was not at all happy about it, but did as he was told, and took the trucks up to the quarry, filled them up with rocks, and took them up to the transfer yards, and no mishaps happened to him at all. And believe it or not, he actually did Peter Sam's work very well. When Peter Sam returned from the works, Duncan spoke to him. I had to do your work as well as my own. I wasn't happy about it, but just did it. And now that you're back, I can go back to doing my own work. Right. Then he heard the handle laughing. What's so funny? First your funnel, then the prickles, and now a tree. Whatever next, Peter Sam? A rock slide? Peter Sam felt crushed. But then Skarloey whispered to him. Don't worry, Peter Sam. Because he said that, he'll be bound to get his just desserts sooner or later. And that made Peter Sam feel better. The next day, the thing controller spoke to the engines. I've watched the news on TV and the storm is going to clear off in the next couple of days, but apparently the wind is going to blow fiercely today and tomorrow. So, you must all do your best to take care while you're doing your jobs. So that is just what the engines did, and no mishaps happened to them all morning. It was only in the afternoon when something did happen to one of the engines. Sir Handel was making his way up to the quarry, when the wind suddenly blew so fiercely, almost as if it wanted to push him off the rails. Ah! This wind is strong! Huh? Oh my goodness! Driver, stop! Oh no! bother! Oh no! How did this happen? I think I know what's happened. When the wind blew fiercely, it must have blown the tree over. Oh. Don't worry, Sir Handel. I'll go and telephone for help. Soon Rusty arrived back at the sheds with Sir Handel on a flatbed. He pushed Sir Handel into a siding and went back to collect the crane and his trucks. A little while later, Peter Sam arrived and saw Sir Handel in the siding. Well, Sir Handel, Scarlowy was right. You would get your just desserts sooner or later. Ugh! Honestly, Sir Handel, first the coaches and now a tree. Whatever next? A rock slide? Ha ha! No! Sir Handel was sent away to the works to be repaired. That evening, the Feng controller spoke to the engines. You'll all have to do Sir Handel's work as well as your own. Even after the storm stops, you'll be working twice as hard, because you'll have more deliveries of rock and slate and more passengers than ever. The Feng controller was right. Even after the storm stopped, the engines were working twice as hard. Their trains of rock and slate were longer and heavier, and so were their passenger trains. They wished for Sir Handel to come back and help them, so that they didn't have to work twice as hard. But that's another story.